Hello, adventurers of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my guide, and thank you so much for tuning into the first episode of our character creation series. When you are creating a character in Pathfinder 2e, there's a lot of mechanics at play for that particular character. But to start out, we're just going to simply take a look at the concept behind a character and just go over some things to consider. It'll be relatively quick and relatively painless, I hope. So let's get started on what you should consider when building a character. The biggest one, at least initially, is going to be appearance. This will really help slim down what ancestry you're going to go with a little bit later on. Something else to consider is their particular skill set. This will help you out in terms of picking a class. And then look at their upbringing, how they were raised before they became an adventurer. And this will really help you pick out their background. Aside from that, you're going to want to take a look at any recreational activities they may have, any hobbies, things of that nature. In addition, take a look at their relationships. Family is an obvious one to consider, but also consider friends or even enemies if they have any, or even business relationships. The main benefit of going into that particular detail is to provide your game master with plot hooks later on to make sure your character is still engaged with the main story and perhaps provide additional incentive. Also consider their personality. Now, by this, I mean in a broad sense, but also if they have any weird habits, quirks, flaws, or tells. For example, if they lie, they wince or flare their nostrils, something like that. And then also their beliefs. What gods they believe in, how true they are to their morals, things of that nature, and that'll go a long way later on as well. Now, those are the main things you want to consider when building a character up from the ground and kind of breathe a little bit of life into them. A couple things I want to just quickly go over in terms of do's and don'ts. Do your best not to let your character directly reflect who you are as a human being. It's tempting, but it almost always goes bad, especially if that particular character ends up dying, or if the other characters don't like them very much. It can come across as a very personal attack, although it's not meant to, so best to just avoid it in general. Another great tip is, especially when you're starting out, don't be shy to emulate characters in pop culture. This can be a pretty easy way of at least getting used to the idea of character creation and role-playing as well. Template's already there, all you gotta do is just act it out, so I highly encourage that for newer players for sure. And another thing, really quick, be aware that your character can change as the story progresses and as certain events unfold. They are living characters to an extent or another, so the ability for them to change should not be overlooked. That being said, that's going to be about it for this episode. Just a really quick one. We'll be getting into more details in subsequent videos, and we'll be breaking down mechanics, things of that nature. I'm really excited for this series, and I hope you all gain a lot of insight out of it. That being said, I hope you all have a great day, and as always, happy adventuring.